All right. So, man. There. Holy shit. This. What the hell are you talking about? I'm not doing any. What? Hold on. Subscribe to earn drops. Get rewards by purchasing or gifting subscriptions to 12th General Orders channel while they're live in any category. Ends on May 25th. No, don't subscribe to me. don't don't do it. I didn't even set that up. That's just some random shit that's no. Don't do it. And I'm going to click don't ever show that again. If I wanted subscriptions, I'd have asked for subscriptions. I would have gone and set it up through Twitch. I didn't ask for any subscriptions. Get the fuck out of here. If I was actually a streamer and cared to fucking try to grow a channel, maybe. But that's not my point. I just happen to not a streamer. I just someone who streams, and I'm not interested in trying to do all that bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. Who put that in my shit? Streamlabs putting shit up there. It's either that or Twitch. In any case, I've completed the main story, right? And I documented something the other day that I wish I had been streaming for. It's just, there's a lot of illogic and bullshit in this game. I like the game. Saying that, hold on. Let me do a mic check. But I got to get Twitch to fucking work. Hello, Twitch. Fucking testing. All right, you can hear me. Fortunately or unfortunately for you, and I don't care which one. The fact is I like the game. I played it. I completed the main story. I'm kind of on here tidying up. I need to get 1 or 2 more points to complete all my point placement. But man, I got to tell you, this game needs some serious fixes. I mean, fucking big time. You know what? We'll go there. Start at 0800. We'll make it at 12. It doesn't. Hold on.
Paradise.
Let's wait for douchebag here to say that what he always says, and then does absolutely nothing or ruins arrests or whatever he does. Chases somebody randomly, doesn't say. I mean, dude, he runs off with no backup when I'm in the middle of one thing. To either sometimes he's chasing the right guy and oh, wrong button. Sometimes that is not what I wanted either. Hold up.
Yo.
There we go. Sometimes he's doing something useful. Sometimes he runs off. Oh, by the way, I unlocked this fucking car, which is nice. The police buzzer GTX, you have to hit level 24. It's the only thing that can keep up with most vehicles. Like everything else is just fucking slow, it seems. It won't keep up with a lot of the vehicles. You're always behind in the chase. It's just... Anyway, so he runs off with no call out, doesn't say, hey, I'm chasing this, doesn't get on the radio. I just turn around after arresting, and I'm looking, and he's gone. He's just running off chasing somebody. And sometimes it's the other person involved, and sometimes it's not. Then when you arrest somebody, let's say you've got 2 suspects, right? And you arrest one of them, the other one's running off. If you run off after that one's going to run away. If you put them in the car, then it kind of often it kills what you can do. So you don't have a chance to do searches. You don't have a chance to read them their rights. You don't have a chance to charge them. Sometimes I put them in the car and it bugs, and it's like you can't do anything with them after. If I go to help this guy catch this, my quote unquote partner catch the second guy. Okay. If you call in for someone, let's say you got 2 suspects and you arrest one, you go through all the shit to get done as quickly as possible while the other suspect is running away, by the way, just running down the fucking road. You're probably going to lose him. And you arrest him, and then you call for support to come pick him up, and you're like, well, I mean, I can't stand here with you. I need to go help my partner, and I need to try to catch the other person. And if I put you in the car, it'll bug out, and the person I called to pick you up for transport won't transport you, and it'll ruin everything anyway. So I leave them standing out there, and I run off, and I help get the other one. Even if that other one is there, I often get penalized negative 25 XP because it says suspect escaped, even though I've got possession of both suspects. I've got custody. I've got both suspects in custody, and both were being transported. The other day, I patted someone down on a stop and frisk because I forget what it was, but they had, what's the charge in this game that they make? Counterfeit goods, right? And after that, I got somebody who had, I forget what it was. Oh, they were littering, right? So I patted somebody down for counterfeit goods, and I arrested them for counterfeit goods, and the game penalized me and said I didn't have cause for arrest. And this has happened quite a few times. And then the littering person, which, people don't normally get, maybe in some places, maybe some jurisdiction, maybe some localities, some municipal, whatever, or maybe in those cities, or maybe in the state, in that particular state, they have the right to arrest you for littering without you escalating it to something else like assault or obstruction or, fleeing and eluding. But this guy didn't do any of that. And so I cited him for littering. And the game penalized me because I didn't arrest him. But it penalized me for arresting the guy with counterfeit goods on him, which is, by all logic, a more arrestable offense. And I think it was I don't remember if it was cash or just goods. But either way, that's way more arrestable than someone littering. And in most places I've ever been, you don't arrest somebody or get arrested for littering unless you escalate it to something else. They'll write you a citation. It's just, God, please. And then they only give you 2 seconds to read someone their rights. But anyway, let's go do this patrol and see what shit I run into. Oh, hold up. Every time it doesn't save what my loadout is. I have to do this every time. So I have to go in here every time. I don't want your fucking revolver, please. I will take this 4.5 ACP, whatever the hell. I will take that pistol over a revolver any day. Well, not any. There are some revolvers but I'm not a revolver kind of person. Unless it's like a collector's Old West revolver, then, and I didn't ask you to do that. We're going to go ahead and get this ready. Put that away. I've got pretty much, what do I need? Okay, I've got my pistol. I've got non-lethal. I would call it less than lethal, and then I would call that less than lethal with a stun, and then I've got my rifle. And you know what they say? A pistol is mainly useful to aid you in getting to your rifle. Just, that's all I'm saying. But, so let's, we'll come up here. We'll do our little foot pursuit. Not foot pursuit, but foot patrol. It'll turn into a pursuit for something. And I just want to see what kind of crazy shit shows up while I'm playing. All right, let's go, partner. Let's do this. Let's start walking. And yes, I profile people in this fucking game. If you're doing something stupid, if I see certain things, it's going to raise my dander, and I am going to look in your direction more and listen more and hang out and be present more. Let's see if this person throws that cup down. I just have a feeling you wouldn't like me when I make... They do a lot of movie quotes. Let's just come over here, and we'll stand here. And oh, here's another thing I do. I turn off the fucking call-outs. It makes it even worse sometimes on what's going on, because this dude will respond to everything or nothing. Just whatever he feels like, I guess. Even if we're in the middle of shit, it seems like. I want to see if that old lady over there decides to discard her cup on the ground. So we're going to police by presence, which is one of the primary things to police by. Visible presence. Come on, lady. I know you're thinking about it. Here, Let me come around this corner here and see if this helps you any. We'll just hang out over here by the pawn shop where we know bullshit happens. Illegal or stolen goods are probably fenced here. Come on now. Even with the laws that require ID and other shit, if that pawnbroker is trying to make a real good buck and he's getting real good shit cheap, it's not always that they're on the up and up either. I guess this lady isn't going to throw her cup down, so we'll start walking. Huh? Did you do it? Nope. No, she did not. Let's go down here to the hot dog vendor. How's business? I don't want to check your ID. I was just going to talk to you. He's acting suspiciously. Well, that's fine, except suspicion is not a crime, and suspicion is, I don't think that's, I mean, I made contact with him to notice that he was acting suspicious. Now he's just going to walk away from the thing. Anyway, so, that's just kind of like what comes first, the cart or the horse. And okay, what do we got?
Control 1039 in progress.
Copy that.
Yeah, I have to go all the way around down here unless I want to jump over that. Nobody puts baby in a corner. Let's see if we can get to this this fucking guy over here.
Can I help you? Handle at work in my patrol sector.
Hey, how's it going?
Received.
Oh, here's another thing. Let me mention this. I had a car drive by and randomly start shooting at me, then backed up, and I turned around to initiate pursuit, backs up into me, shooting at me. Now keep in mind, that's deadly. Deadly force is authorized at that point. I'm being shot at. The game penalizes me for shooting that person because up in the top right where it shows what force is authorized, the game said non-lethal. The game is fucking retarded in its logic. It makes no sense. So I just want to throw that out there.
Copy.
All right, let's do an ID check.
Dispatch, I need an ID check.
That no force and all that, that's all bullshit. Half the time it is not
Nothing
fucking
flagged in
correct.
the system. They're clear.
Right now it is. He's not doing anything. And by the way, a suspect shoving you, that's force. That's assault and battery. That is absolutely assault and battery on a peace officer, per the law that I'm aware of. And as such, I am absolutely authorized to go hands-on, to escalate up the continuum of force, to do what I have to do to subdue him and put him into custody. But the game, if they shove you, ignores it and acts like, I wonder if a leftist made this game. Don't hurt anybody. Just talk to them nicely while they're shooting at you and give them a hug and maybe they'll stop. It's fucking, please, whoever the devs need to look at this shit. The game is like a big giant puzzle of pieces that don't fit correctly and are in the wrong spot. And that's coming from someone who really likes this game, who thinks it has a lot of potential. But I can't deny that. I mean, he's got nothing illegal. At most, depending on what he's done, I might tell him, if you clean this up right now, we'll call it a day. See, there's a gray area in law enforcement. People don't... There's the law and statutes. There's what's required within that, minimum to maximum action. And then there's the gray area. Guess who the gray area is or where it is? It's the officer. So if an officer comes up and they have the right to arrest, they have the right to detain, they have the right to write a citation, they're the gray area. And there's not always a gray area, but in most cases, there's a scale of what they can and can't do and should or shouldn't do, and they have to make decisions on how far up that scale or down that scale they're going to go. So if I can write this guy a citation, or if I could look at him and say, hey, if you clean this up, I don't have to write you a citation, or now that's the first time you catch him. If you catch him doing the same shit again, just like somebody speeding down the same road every day and you catch him multiple times, well, you're not going to want to write him a fucking warning or give them a verbal warning. At a certain point, you're going to look at them and say, hey, at this point, you just don't give a fuck. So I'm going to write you a citation. But you catch them the first time, they got a baby crying in the back. They're driving. They give a logical, valid reason. I'm just trying to hurry up and get home. The baby's blah, 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 and this is going on. And they don't even have to give all that. But even if they didn't, and it's the first time you caught them, and they're not doing fucking 20 plus over in some residential with kids all around, you don't have to fucking write them a citation. You can. You're the gray area. The police are the gray area. Like this guy, tell him to clean it up or write him a citation. The game doesn't give you any leeway on what you do, and it does what it wants to do, and it makes you do what it wants you to do. I don't know if I'm playing the game or the game's playing me half the time. I just know that it's not right on when it says what the level of force is. A lot of times, I know it's not right on what it says I can't. I know it's not right on when it says I have to immediately read them the rights, even if I'm not questioning them, even if I've got another suspect on the run, even if I've got to go help my partner, I've got to immediately get them booked and get them in the fucking car and drive them somewhere and leave my partner chasing the one guy, or let the other guy go, or get both of them and still get penalized for it. I'm just saying, what does this game want from me? I don't feel like it wants me to enforce the law or deal with the public. I feel like it knows what it wants me to do, and I'm not playing it. It's playing me. So let's see if I get penalized.
Next time, remember the fine.
Yeah. Failure to caution. You mean failure to write a citation? Is that what you're trying to say? Because you know what? Fuck off. I mean, at this point, I expect the game to not like a lot of what I do. Because if I'm out here walking around and that dude's fucking spray painting and I haven't caught him doing it before, I could write him a citation, or I could tell him, hey, you know what? Do you really want to go through all this bullshit? Because you can beat the rap. Maybe. But you ain't going to beat the ride. And I got a witness here who saw you fucking spray painting. I've got the evidence. And yeah, I probably would write a citation for that. I certainly wouldn't arrest the first time for something like that, even if I had the right to. Get out of my way, fool. I am the law. But I probably would write a citation, but I just wanted to demonstrate that if I do make a judgment call in this game, you're penalized for it. Because the game already knows what it wants you to do. Again, the game kind of plays you. You don't really play the game. Maybe I'll change the title of the freaking video to "The Game Plays You. You Don't Play the Game." I mean, that's kind of what it feels like. So we got a guy down here parked opposite the flow of traffic, but I'm not sure he's technically in my zone, but it doesn't really matter. If I observe it, I can deal with it. So we'll do this. Because I need to get one more. I think it's one more. Let's see. Oh, no, I guess I did get all those. Oh, no, see? Oh, shit, I got a point. Boom. So if my tires get popped, they will automatically reinflate. Do you mean like they won't reinflate? They're just the ones that won't deflate? Like there's solid rubber or whatever the hell it is, however they make those that don't actually drop you down to the rim? Is that what you're trying to say? I just feel like the people who made this game have no idea about U.S. law, about rights, about Constitution, about
Central, be advised of property vandalism in our vicinity.
About how the process works,
Copy.
what you can and can't do,
Control, we're on.
what is considered deadly force. And by the way, the tackling, it's fucking oh shit.
Support is standing by.
The tackling, that we're both ragdoll. Really? We're both, see, if I don't read his rights right then, when that pops up, you don't get another chance to. And that's another thing. It's like if you pass certain things up, even though they do not have to be done right that second, the game acts like, oh my God, you didn't read him his rights in the first 3 seconds. You didn't pat him down right then. If I ask for, where the hell's that evidence at? There it is. If I ask for permission, which technically is what I'm doing, the game doesn't go that deep, and I get it. But if I say, hey, can you pop your trunk for me? Mind if I look around and, if there's nothing in there, we don't have an issue. That's fine. You can probably be on your way. But if I don't do it before I put them in cuffs, I lose, just like other things. Oh, no, you didn't do it in our order, in the game's determined order, just like searching them. I wouldn't, if I know I'm making an arrest, I wouldn't search this guy with his hands undone. I already know I'm making that arrest. And I already know that as soon as those cuffs come out, that's a fight or flight moment. That's going to trigger him. He's either going to fight or flight, or he's going to comply. But most of the time, you expect a fight or flight. And then I go to cuff him. Well, then I can't do something else that the game decided that I should have done before I cuffed him. So let's say I decided I wanted to arrest him. And I did all this and I put it in arrest. Well, at that point, I can't search him anymore. We'll see if we can demonstrate that. At least that's been my experience. Maybe it'll work this time. Maybe it won't be insane this time.
84, no infractions on record.
No infractions. We're going to do this. Now that I've got, he's in cuffs, that's it. I can't pat him down. I can't go in full search, which I have every right to do after he's under arrest. Now my only option is I have to transport him. So he could have everything under the sun in his pockets, but because I didn't search him prior to putting him in cuffs, nope, that's it. So I'm just going to do this. I mean, the game is just it doesn't make any sense in a lot of cases. And then this guy's showing up with his fucking... Okay, turn your lights on if you will. But why are you showing up with your sirens on just for a transport? I mean, I didn't call for some fucking... I'm not... Oh, what do we got here?
Please
You
be
okay,
advised
buddy?
of a 10-10 underway.
Copy that. 10-4.
Come on. Oh, and then I don't get to... I don't know if he's searching and...
Hold it.
See, I missed reading his rights. I missed it by a second.
You have the right to remain silent.
So, and I don't know if when I deal with one, he'll just come over and grab the other one sometimes while I'm trying to search one and check the ID of one. He'll just come over and grab the other one and take him off and put him on, and then I can't check his ID. I can't search him. I can't do anything.
Dispatch, I need a warrants check on an ID.
Checking database for records.
That's how it was the last time I
Nothing flagged
played,
in the system.
a
They're
day or
clear.
two ago. I mean, so he's going to jail. I mean, that's it. Maybe this time, see, because I dealt with the first one, called an ID, did a warrants check, searched him, made the decision for an arrest, placed him under arrest, didn't read him his rights because I wasn't quick enough. Suddenly, the other guy, I can't search him, I can't check his ID. All I get are escort options. It's just... It's tiring. So, and I got to call 2 escorts for 2 suspects. Like, I can't just call 1 escort for 1 suspect and then have the game go, oh, well, if you want me to transport one and you don't have the other one in the vehicle, you must want me to transport both. I will take custody and control of both of them, place them both in the car, or automatically have another one come out. I got to call for both. I don't know how to explain. I just feel like the devs have some weird movie portrayal or unrealistic analysis of how rights and law and search and reading the rights and what's required
Littering
when,
activity in this location.
Acknowledged.
and that's what they go by.
Control, check this one for priors.
I watched him litter. I have a
Affirmative,
right
standby.
to demand ID because
All clear
I'm
on that search.
deciding if
No
I'm going to
criminal
write him a
history.
thing. I could technically do a pat down for my safety. I wouldn't be going in the pockets for this unless I already knew I was going to make an arrest, and I wouldn't want to make an arrest for just a littering. So I'm not going to go in the pockets, but I might request a pat down just to see if it leads to something else. Nothing found. So then I'm going to resolve, and I'm going to issue a fine because I watched him do it right in front of me like a douche. Now, I'm going to see if I can get a hold of this evidence, which is kind of... I've never heard of littering require you to go pick up. What am I going to do? Send that cup to CSI and make sure it has his prints on it in case he just, I mean, I don't know.
84 to
Move
Central.
along.
We have eyes on a dope deal.
See, this guy's running. I'm going to go after the guy that's running. I wish he would do something else.
84, Adam, show us handling.
Ragdoll, both of us. I break my own neck trying to get this guy.
You have the
Got to
right
read
to
him his
remain
rights
silent.
quickly or I don't get the chance to. Apparently that bleeping green thing by the map tells me that there's something here. One of those chests or whatever, but I haven't been messing with a lot of those. I'm going to go ahead and check his ID.
Requesting a 1029 on the subject.
We've got drug deal and evasion. I'd like to get on video, which I do in other videos, but so one of two suspects. Okay, I've got this. I got to go through all this shit with this guy, or I won't get to, because the game will say, "Well, you didn't do it right then, so it's over." So now I'll arrest him. Now, what do? I can put him in my car. Sometimes that works, or I have to call an escort unit and wait for him. Meanwhile, my partner, did he get the other guy? Oh, it looks like he did. A lot of times you don't get him. He just gets away. So we're going to go on ahead and escort this guy up this way. But now I won't be able to resolve. He's over here, dude. He's right here, man. He's right here. Please. Thank you. So now I'm going to come up, make sure my partner's okay. Now, I've lost the option to frisk, to search, to read rights, to call an ID, and he's having some sort of seizure. I've lost the option to do all that, and now I can't call escort unit. Did you already call an escort unit, or are you escorting him? Do you have hands on? This dude's littering. He's going to litter right in front of three cops. I mean, he's bravey. He's brave. Okay, so now I can't. And so now I've lost the option completely to even call an escort because he dealt with him.
Illegally dumping trash.
So now all I can do is escort him myself, and maybe, if I'm lucky, I can put him in this vehicle. And then, of course, I wouldn't want to do that because they're gonna, coordinate their story and all this other shit. I mean, it's just, I wouldn't put two of them together like that. Okay, now what's this guy? So you're littering. So we're going to interact. We're going to check your ID.
10-4.
Are you acting nervous? No, I'm not going to ask you to get out of the car right now. We'll see what comes back on your ID. Nothing came back. And turn down the radio so he can't hear what comes back in case he is wanted. I don't want him bolting because he hears wants, warrants, blah, blah, blah out of wherever. And then he's like, okay, you know what? Fuck this. Fight or flight. I'm flight. So I'm just going to go on ahead. He doesn't give me any indication, but the game sometimes gets upset if you don't breathalyze just because they're driving. If you stop somebody and there's no indication, there's no glassy eyes, there's no red eyes, there's no weird movements of the eyes or them, there's no slurring of speech, there's nothing to give indication. I mean, you could order them out of the car and then see if they give indication, but this game doesn't go that deep. But, and yes, you can order people out of the fucking car. That's been upheld in the Supreme Court. They can ask you, you can ask, if you're a cop, you can ask somebody to get out of the car, especially if you want to get them away from the cab of their car. But the fact is I'm not going to go through all that. And there's nothing to indicate, so I'm not going to do this. But the game gets upset because the game wants to play me and it knows what it wants to do. So now I'm going to resolve it. I'm going to let them go for the littering.
You forgot their fine?
I didn't forget it. I chose not to, but I don't have any judgment calls in this game because the game wants to play me and wants me to do what it wants me to do. So now, where's our car at? Way over here. So we're going to go get in our car, and we're going to go back to the station, and we're going to call this a day. I just want this shit kind of documented. Oh, shit, I always miss that. Ooh, yep, we're out of breath. Anyway, I just want the devs to look at what's actually going on. I just feel like they watched a cop movie or a cop drama or some shit once, and they're like, yeah, you got to read them their rights right this second. Yeah, you can't. And then even with that, it's even worse because I can't deal with the second suspect once I've dealt with the first. It just won't let me. Coming through. That's how I park. And again, every time I get out of my car, my gun's drawn for some unknown reason. I just, man, come on. Look, it's a game. I get it. But it's a game based upon some basic logic that needs to be in there and things that are just broken and kind of buggy and kind of a mess. I just feel like that they're like, yeah, I saw a cop show once. You got to immediately fucking read them their rights. You got to immediately fucking pat them down. If you don't do it, you don't get the chance. You're done. That's it. Oh, and if you can't do it to both of them. You only get to do one because you had to deal with the one. The other one, now you don't pat them down. You don't search them. You don't read them their rights. You don't check their ID. You don't even do anything but either transport them or call for transport if you can do that. As you can see, I couldn't do that on that second one. So, yeah, you know what? I feel like bug killing. I beat the main story. How's it going, Wardy boy? What are you doing today? I'm just pointing out some illogic and some insanity and some ridiculousness and some bugs and some other such stuff in this game. And again, I like the game. I think it has potential, but I cannot ignore all of this ridiculousness that is in here. It just makes you go, what? Why can't I do this? The game just doesn't give you any judgment. Day 8 of 12 and work, ready for a 3-day weekend. Yeah, I would be too if it was day 8 of 12. I'd probably been ready at day 3 of 12. You would have been like, is it vacation time yet? No, I feel you. I think I'm about to switch games to some Warhammer 40K. I started doing some research of what the best melee or melee, as you or some places call it, and the best pistol was. And it came down to using the power sword with fencing option, not the balanced and not the power or whatever, or the defense, but use the fencing and the plasma pistol for the bulwark. That's what I think seems to be the consensus. And I need to get I need to level those up, and I need to get a couple things unlocked to complete the build that I've seen a lot of people saying is good for assisting in a team effort if I'm co-oping with other people or whatever. You know, so I'm going to switch to Warhammer, I think. I think I've had my fill of wherever this is supposed to be in the U.S. that does not seem to be in the U.S. based upon what it makes you do. Like I said, I think the devs just watched some cop shows and then
Come on, kid. Let's roll.
just said, "Hey, this is how it has to be," and then and then the game says, "You know what? I'm gonna play you. You're gonna do this, or else. This is how it is, or you lose out." But yeah, I'll be back. I'm gonna switch games real quick and go to Warhammer 40K. So you're welcome if you're still around. But I got to get out of this. This is driving me crazy today. In any case, I'll see you at some point, man. I'll be back in a couple minutes.